Coming up on Lifestyle.
I grew up in central Illinois. I had some hay. I was always shirtless. No. I started school. So I, in the back of my head, I was like, I can always go back and finish school. I can always...
He asked for and got your phone number.
Is that my phone number?
For work purposes.
Oh, yeah, right.
Just be clear. She probably thought I was this real rugged cowboy man, and then she got to know me and was like, oh, he did show choir and it's all sisters and braids hair. Got it. I don't know if I ever had a clear goal.
Welcome to Lifestyle, the award-winning life coaching show that helps you live your best life possible. Here's your host, Roy Ice.
Our next guest has captured the hearts of audiences worldwide through his captivating performances on the screen. Best known for his role as Harrison Chase on General Hospital, please welcome Josh Swickard.
How you doing?
Josh, doing great. Thank you so much, man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Josh, I can tell you our ratings just went up because I had you on this episode right here, and it's all ladies.
Thank you very much.
Guarantee. Wow, how does it feel to play Harrison Chase right there on General Hospital right now?
It's an honor, really. I didn't know much of the daytime world before I came in. I started in 2018. I signed in 2017, started 2018.
Yeah.
And I tested for the role, and I didn't know anybody on the show. Yeah. And I'm sitting there with Finola Hughes and Steve Burton, and I'm reading lines with them, and when they shook their hands, I was like, oh, they must be on the show too, and just had no idea who they were. Yeah. And now that I know the gravity of the show, the legacy of General Hospital, and who I'm working with, and the talent that's on that show, it's just every year my level of gratitude gets deeper and more real, and coming up on 7 years, and I'm just like, I'm on cloud nine.
Was this your goal? Like starting out, I'm gonna be an actor on a soap opera. Where'd you start?
I don't know if I ever had a clear goal or a clear vision. I just stumble, and the Lord kind of opens doors, and I just keep stumbling. Yeah. But I grew up in central Illinois. Which is where all Hollywood actors start. Right? Naturally, like with bailing, I had some hay, and I was always shirtless. But my dad was a pastor, and my mom's a music teacher. Really? And I took a friend to a modeling casting up in Chicago to be her driver, and they asked me to stick around, and I signed a modeling contract, and I did that for a couple years. So you weren't even going there to try out at all? And they're like, stick around? Yeah, I wanted to go to Belmont for music business. That was I don't think I had an ACT score for it, but like that was what I wanted to do. And so I modeled for a while, and then there was an acting coach that came to Chicago, and he said, I've worked with X amount of people, I'll coach you. And I was like, well, that'd be kind of fun to work with this guy. And then when I worked with him, he said, would you submit your stuff in LA? Then I had $6,000 in my bank account, and I had a Hyundai, and I was like, I'll go, I'm 19. And so I drove out to LA, and just somehow things worked out. So just fell in place. I always had a plan that I could, go. I started school, and so I in the back of my head, I was like, I can always go back and finish school. I can always. What was your backup plan? High school Spanish teacher. That's not even a backup plan. That's still in the cards, maybe. I think it would be so fun. When you're done with General Hospital and all the movies and acting. There's something about working with kids. And do you speak Spanish? Mediocre. If no one speaks, if I'm in a room with people that don't speak Spanish, I'm fluent. But if someone speaks Spanish in the room, within like 3 minutes, they're like, this guy's full of crap. If you're in Illinois, your Spanish is perfect. Yeah, exactly. No, I grew up working at a Mexican restaurant, and my dad had a kind of a sister church in Guatemala, so summers we'd spend in Guatemala, usually 3 or 4 weeks. Oh, so you had a lot of time. I've got some time, and obsessed with the culture down in Central America. And beautiful people, just the villages down there. It's the best. America could take notes. Yeah, every time I've been down in Central and South America, I come back and I just wish I could have taken so many more people, because you realize the joy, the happiness
in these villages, and they may not have as many of the resources or the finances and things that we take for granted here, and yet there's so much joy. There's just the great work ethic and just the community coming together. It is a beautiful thing.
Oh my gosh, I remember one of the last years I went, it was called Volcán Pacaya. Volcano Pacaya erupted, and a lot of people that lived on the volcano lost their homes. And we went to help rebuild these kind of corrugated tin like homes. Yeah. And I went up to this woman, my Spanish was horrible, and she was probably 65, 70 years old. And I said, I am so sorry that you lost your home. And when I say home, she just lost everything but the clothes on her back. And she was like, you know what? I'm okay. God is good. And in the moment, I was like, oh, that's so sweet. What a positive attitude. And I'm sitting in the truck bed on like coffee beans driving back to where we were sleeping and thinking like, I'm royally bummed if my coffee's cold in the morning. Like, like if my little day didn't go right, I'm like, and it takes me a long time to shake it. My wife will tell you. She's like, if there's like a speed bump, I like have to take a deep breath and be like, okay, we'll figure this out. And this woman lost everything. She still had this smile on her face and this Christ-filled joy in her heart. And I was like, that's what it is right there. That's awesome.
Such a world of difference between even the topics on television or the characters that most actors play. It's such a different reality.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Now we got to take a break right now. And when we come back, we'll be joined by Lauren Swickard and learn how she and Josh became the powerhouse couple that we see today. Don't go away. We're continuing our conversation with Josh, and joining him is his wife, Lauren Swickard. Thank you so much for being on the show here with us. And we can't forget the amazing Mike Tucker, our relationship specialist here. And we're going to talk about your relationship. How'd you guys meet?
We met on a movie.
You were working the same movie?
We were the lead actors in a movie. But we actually met for the first time at the Warner Brothers studio lot. Yep. And he got my phone number underneath the iconic water tower.
Yes. So he asked for and got your phone number.
Got my phone number.
For work purposes.
Oh, yeah, right.
Just be clear.
We've got to rehearse.
We have to rehearse.
And we all believe
build chemistry. No, she booked the film. They wanted her because she killed an audition before, wasn't right for the role, and they were like, oh, we need her in something. And then some other guy booked my role, and he fell through at the last minute, and they called me on like a Saturday, and they go, hey, we start filming next week, would you do it? I was like the second choice, and I'm very grateful for that great actor that dropped out wherever he is.
So you definitely went from the second choice to the first choice.
Exactly.
Yes.
First choice where it matters.
Exactly.
So when you first saw Josh, what did you think?
So it's actually a funny story. He had been training at a ranch because he had to learn how to look like he knew what he was doing.
Right. 48 hours to learn to rope.
On a horse with a rope.
Piece of cake.
Yeah.
So he was wearing boots kind of like his right now, but okay. But they were much dirtier, and for some reason I thought he dressed the part. I thought you put clothes on to look like your character, which is very... It's not
so method of me.
It's not something one would do when you show up to a director's session. And I was like, nice boots. But I think I gave him I made fun of him a little bit because I thought he was very cute and I was uncomfortable. So I was like, I'm just gonna.
So your pickup line was
make
a sarcastic,
nice boots.
Nice boots, yeah.
She probably thought I was this real rugged cowboy man, and then she got to know me and was like, oh, he did show choir and has all sisters and braids hair. Got it.
But no, I thought he was very cute, very nice. We had so much fun in that director session. It was the first time I met him because I didn't meet him during the audition process.
Right. So what was going on with you, Josh?
Let's see. I was there on time talking to the director. And
no, this is a pain point.
We're talking,
continues on in
this
story.
Girl, like wild and free, comes in. She had a flowy dress on, similar to this one, and I was like, "Who is this girl?" And she was just awesome. Completely went to the beat of your own drum in the best way. And I don't think, in that very moment, I was like, I just thought you were beautiful. Obviously we were working, so I didn't let my brain go to like, oh, look, that's Mrs. Swickard. You know, I didn't do that for another 2 weeks.
10 minutes.
Yeah. 2 weeks. Yeah. It's so funny because when it's your own story, you micromanage your own life in a way, or it's sometimes hard to think of your own story as this beautiful romantic thing because it's just your story.
Yeah.
And sometimes sitting with y'all and talking about it, you go, wow. That's
pretty
pretty
cool.
neat. Like I just figured, oh well, we were meeting the director and we met each other, and I had to get you. But when you talk it out, you see the kind of the beauty and the
It's
magic
a Hallmark
of it.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, that's an idea.
There you go.
Absolutely. Now, you work in Hollywood as well, acting, producing, writing, all kinds of areas within Hollywood. What's it like being actors who are married and trying to balance life doing the same career?
Yeah.
We'll let you know
That's
when
a
we
lot.
figure it out.
Oh, I didn't say you figured it out. I said, what's it like? Yeah. What are the challenges?
She does more of the producing and writing and stuff like that. So her hours when she's on, she works less, and then when she's on, she's gone.
Yeah.
And so which is actually kind of nice because we can focus. Okay, you got 4 weeks of heck, and then you can get back to kind of life with us. But
I love the fact that yes, when I'm working very hard, and Josh is being super dad when he's not on set. He's at home doing most of the parenting when I'm actively producing a movie. But yeah, it's very much when I'm on, it's a lot, and Josh is taking the brunt of being super dad and being
she gets
the main-
$5 every time she says super dad, by the way.
Yeah.
Don't hang around after this.
We gotta go back and
the main,
calculate that.
the main caretaker. And then when I'm off, I really have space to just be with the family, take care of the kids, enjoy our house. And then as I have time off, I'm thinking of more ideas, and then I'll start writing a little bit.
It ebbs and flows. Like my GH schedule, sometimes I have weeks where it's once, twice a week, and then sometimes, like just recently, I've been going crazy, and I'll go 2 or 3 days without seeing the kids because I'm gone before they're up, and then
Right.
Yeah.
and she completely holds it down. And I've seen couples that both work in the industry where they'll say, oh, we bring the family because they have to film in Vancouver, and I'm, reason 7,000 I'm so grateful to be on GH is we film here.
Yes.
And while we have really young kids, it's super important to me I don't want to sacrifice my career, but my priorities are so that I don't want to be in Bangladesh shooting for 6 months.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
That's a wonderful statement coming from a young father, because the career in Hollywood can be overwhelming. It can be all-consuming, but to make that kind of a commitment to your children, to your wife, to your home, that's pretty significant. And a lot of good people in Hollywood, but I don't hear this a lot. You know, when opportunities come, they're going to take those opportunities. But your commitment here, that's significant, and so I applaud you.
oh, thank you.
Yes, definitely.
Like you both, my dad's a pastor.
Yeah.
My grandpa's a pastor. His dad was a pastor. Like,
Wow.
so dinner table talks were like marital counseling monologues, and and one of the things I heard probably when I was 7 was that 0 to 7 age is
Yes.
really
It is
really
key.
foundation.
It is
and we just kind of figured, you want to be. And the cool thing about acting is you only get more life experience.
Yeah.
You only get to draw on more. Like even at GH, I've gotten married and had 2 kids, and we've had sicknesses in the family, and like life happens, and the way life and art kind of go hand in hand. It's really neat that you can act as long as you want. So maybe I go do big movies when I'm 80. To me, I'm like, there's time for that. This is so special.
Well, that is cool that you made that priority.
And it's so smart. We've discovered that before a child is age 7, his life environment, his life experiences literally program his subconscious, which is 90 to 95% of your operating system, how you see the world. So it's so great that you guys are investing in your kids.
Yeah,
We need to take a take a break right now.
Dude, how much time we got this time? I love this stuff.
That's good. We're going to take a break, but when we come back, we'll continue our conversation with Josh and Lauren. Stay right there. We're back with Josh and Lauren Swickard. Now, you guys have an amazing story when you look at your wedding party. Your best man was your grandpa. Why'd you select your grandpa as your best man?
He's always been a close friend of mine. As I got older, he'd get closer. And we talk all the time, and I kind of thought, my dad officiated the wedding, and then I was like, why not? You know, he was 95, 96 at the time.
90.
The time before he was the best man was in like 1948 or something. And I asked him to do it, and he said, I think originally he almost said no, because he was like, oh, they're all young, blah, blah, blah. I was like, man, that would mean so much to me. And it really did. It's one of the favorite parts of my wedding was Grandpa.
I mean, same.
Being a part of it. His best man speech too.
Oh, I imagine.
Oh my word.
Wow.
Crazy. He turned 100 in February 9th.
Wow.
And
That's amazing.
it's crazy. I can boast about him because it's him.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
He's not on medication. He goes to LA Fitness 4 days a week.
Come on.
And like legit
Uses
doing the
the
machines and the
machines.
free weights. And I have a video on my Instagram. I'll like repost it when this comes out. It's the funniest. But he's on cloud 9. He reads scripture every day. And I'll call him. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm in the Psalms. And he's a literary critic. He's very, very intelligent man. And he's like, I was reading scripture and I was reading it over again. I had to stand up and start walking around because I couldn't sit still. And like he lets it in so much. It's just when I talk to him, I'm gonna miss him dearly whenever he goes home, because when I talk to him, sometimes I'll call him and life's hard because of work or the kids or whatever it is, and I get off the phone and I'm like buzzing with excitement. And I'm like, man, that's the end goal. Like who I want my person to be is when someone talks to me, they're like, you know, maybe one day.
There are three basic kinds of people in the world. There are the energizers, like your grandfather. 5 minutes with them, you're ready to kill the world for the next month. You know, you got that kind of energy. Then there are kind of the neutrals. They don't affect you one way or the other. And the third kind is the life force vacuums. You know?
They just
And 5 minutes with them can be an eternity. And so we have a responsibility to life force vacuums, but we sure love being with the energizers. So we love being with them. So he's one of those kind of people for you.
Yeah, very much so.
Totally.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So as a couple, raising kids, working in the industry, looking at how do you two maintain your relationship? What are some of the challenges you've had to face in maintaining your relationship, and what have you found that's working for you both?
We prioritize our marriage before our career. And with that, I feel like the types of content that we're creating now and that we want to create in the future is something that we're going to be proud to show our kids.
Exactly.
And I think that was the most monumental decision that we've made as a couple in Hollywood, was just setting those boundaries and making those choices to prioritize us first.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
What a powerful investment for both of you, because some of the scenes that actors have to do, especially in certain movies, I've always wondered, how does a married actor have their spouse see that scene?
I think it's just challenging. There's no way around it to some degree. I think also our industry is so desensitized that everything's over sexualized, and I'm always up for the conversation of when it's art and maybe it's a biopic where it's just a scene that's so vital to making this make sense. And then sometimes it's
gratuitous.
You show naked people because people weirdly want to watch it, I guess. You know, and so that's where I kind of go, what are we doing here? Like there's art somewhere, but this isn't art, you know. And so I'm always up for the conversation if Lauren or myself had, worked on a project and did something with the director, but I think for me mainly right now is like, I got kids growing up and they're gonna go to school and they got friends and everybody's got the internet, and it's gonna be weird enough having parents that are actors. And if at home we're like, this is how to get through life, and this is the foundation, and this is how to build it on a rock. And then, you know, at work we're doing something.
Yeah.
You know, it's a weird thing that I still stress about it. Just, you know, from what Lauren and I have already done of stuff that's not so bad. Of just like, oh, you know, but comes with it.
It's obvious you have a plan of action. You've already decided this is what we're going to do, this is what we're not going to do. And because of it, I can tell you have a beautiful relationship, and you're incredible parents, and you're going to have incredible careers because of it. Thank you so much for sharing your story and spending some time with us and sharing with our audience. We got to take a break right now, but don't go anywhere. I have some thoughts that can help anyone, even you, trying to manage a career with your personal life. Balancing your career and your family is like juggling chainsaws while riding a unicycle. You have to make decisions like, is this really critical meeting at the office more important than your kid's soccer game? Spoiler alert, your kid doesn't care about your meeting. The truth is, you're not going to be Employee of the Month and Parent of the Year simultaneously. There's no magic wand, and we all know it's not easy. Here's a couple of suggestions. Do yourself a favor. Take time at the end of the day to decide what's really important to you the most. Taking that promotion or seeing your kid grow up. And when you're home, just be present. Finding balance isn't about perfection. It's a little bit about surviving, but it's mostly about caring for the people who matter to you the most. I'm Roy Ice, reminding you, your best life is possible, and your tomorrow can be even better than today. So let's keep growing. Thank you so much. Don't forget that you can find exclusive content on all of our guests. Check us out on social media using the handle Lifestyle with Roy.